to meeting y'all here again. What's going on? I'm back again, and this time I'm doing another book binge, and this time it's gonna be from Freda McFadden, and here's the book. So the reason why I am gonna start with this book is because there is a YouTuber that said this book has some crazy twists in it. And one thing about Freda McFadden, she has some awesome twists in her books, and I'm here for it. I think my Freda McFadden stand. I know some of y'all saying, "Hey, my guy, why are you reading all these books about white women?" The answer to that is because I can, motherfucker.
Jesus Christ.
Y'all ain't never heard of escapism? So now that you know that I love me some Freda McFadden books, I wanted to check out this book, The Boyfriend, because I seen it at Walmart, and it's supposed to be a Walmart exclusive. I don't know if that's true or not, but I just had to pick it up. So before we start this binge, I'm gonna go over the synopsis of the book. So we got Freda McFadden, The Boyfriend. Sydney Shaw, like every single woman in New York, has a terrible luck with dating. She's seen it all. Men who lie in their dating profile, men who stick her with the dinner bill, and worst of all, men who can't shut up about their mothers. But finally, she hits the jackpot. Her new boyfriend is utterly perfect. He's charming, handsome, and works as a doctor at a local hospital. Sydney is swept off her feet. Then the brutal murder of a young woman, the latest in a string of deaths across the coast, confounds police. The primary suspect, a mystery man who dates his victims before he kills them. Sydney should feel safe. After all, she's dating the man of her dreams. But she can't shake her own suspicions that the perfect man may not be as perfect as he seems, because someone is watching her every move, and if she doesn't get to the truth, she'll be the killer's next victim. So what's up, y'all? So I'm reading The Boyfriend right now, and I'm about a quarter of the way through. So far, I'm digging the book. The book starts off as Sydney, our main character, so far is going on a date with this guy, Kevin. And this is their first date. They met on a dating app, and the date didn't go well at all. She didn't like the guy, and he kind of likes her. So she was trying to use her friend to get out of the date. Her friend was supposed to call her, but her friend was busy with her boyfriend, so she forgot to call Sydney to get her out of the date. But she ended up going through the date anyway, and then Kevin insisted to walk her home. She didn't really want Kevin, to walk her home, but he did anyway. Then once they got to her home, he tried to put the moves on her. You know, she wasn't feeling them, so he kind of assaulted her. But this mysterious guy comes and saves her. He's this handsome guy. And then there's another POV chapter with Tom. So the chapters flip back and forth between Sydney and Tom. And Tom is a smart young man that's good in school. He's pretty smart. He wants to be a doctor. So they flip back and forth with those two POV chapters. Also, Sydney has a friend that's dating a doctor, and they describe him as very handsome, you know. Also, later on in the book, Sydney's friend that's dating the doctor ends up being dead in her room. So Freda McFadden likes to, you know, throw out some things to mess your head up. So I'm thinking right now, or she wants us to think that Tom and this stranger are the same person. Tom, I think right now, is dating Bonnie, and Bonnie, who is Sydney's friend. I'm trying not to spoil it. I almost said something, but Freda basically is trying to make this guy, Tom, and the doctor the same person. I think she wants us to think that the same person, and later she's going to flip it up on us. Also, she tells us that Sydney has this issue where she bleeds a lot. So I'm pretty sure she threw that in there for a reason. You know, one minor cut on her face, and she just ends up bleeding all over the place. She just bleeds a lot from a minute cut. But I think she put that in there for a reason. So I'm going to see if that pays off later. I'm going to see if this Tom guy and the hot doctor is the same person. But we'll see. I know I'm probably going to get thrown off by Freda. But so far I'm digging this. So I'll check back in when I'm at the halfway point of the book. Y'all, I'm not an expert at law or anything, but I'm pretty sure that it's a conflict of interest for a detective to be on a case that another person that's involved in the case, he has ties to, like personal ties, like ex-girlfriend, ex-boyfriend type shit. I don't know. It just seems like that's not allowed. But I digress. See, I knew it. 22 chapters in, Sydney's blood issue would come up. And I knew it was going to be something that was going to move the plot along. I just knew it. So y'all, I'm now at the halfway point of The Boyfriend, and we find out a lot about our second POV chapter character, Tom. Tom's past, well, if it's the same Tom, that's, I think, is dating Sydney. His father is very abusive to his mother, and also some things happen. There is a female, her name is Randy, that he tutored back in the day, and she ends up missing. And we later find out that he was an alleged boyfriend of Brandy's and possible suspect because uh, allegedly he kissed her and then she disappeared after that. So he has another girl that he's involved with, which is, her name is Daisy. And this is Tom's past when he's a teenager. All this stuff's happening. So I don't know if it's the same guy that Sydney's dating right now, the doctor, but again, they're trying to make it look like the same guy, but evidently Tom in the past, his name was Brewer, and this Tom that Sydney's dating now, the doctor, his name is Tom Brown. So the last names are different, but it might be the same person. It might not be the same person, but this book is getting interesting, y'all. So I'm just waiting for the crazy twist that's probably going to happen. Well, I had to take another break and get me a gourmet meal before I finish reading this book. Well, folks, it's been under 12 hours and I finally got it done. Finally finished it. So, y'all, I finished reading The Boyfriend by Freda McFadden. So, just to tell you my final thoughts about the book. I thought the book was entertaining. It was a pretty quick read, you know, the way it's written. Most of Freda McFadden's books are pretty much easy reads. I thought it was entertaining. It kept me guessing, you know, who the killer was. She had lots of red herrings in there to throw you off. The two POV chapters, I was wondering at first, you know, who's this Tom guy, but then, you know, quarter way through the book, I kind of put two and two together, and then halfway through the book, she kind of had me fooled, you know. I thought the other POV character was the killer, but I was like, no, this is too easy. You know, she's gonna change it up later. It's not gonna be Tom, but towards the end, we find out who it is. You know, it's a twist I didn't see coming. So I like the book. The twists weren't as crazy as the teacher, so the twists are kind of tame compared to the teacher. I don't know if you guys read the teacher. I like that book, but it was a little crazy. You know, some things didn't make sense, but this book is nothing like that. So if you guys didn't like the teacher, you'll probably like The Boyfriend better. All right, before I conclude this video, I just want to go over some pros and cons of The Boyfriend, and it's not a lot. So I really dig the book. So the pros that I have is there was good banter between the main female characters. You know, when I was reading it, I thought I was reading a sitcom, so I kind of like that. Second, as I said, it's an easy read. I didn't find myself being bored. You know, when I get bored, sometimes I start skimming through the book, so I never had the urge to skim the book. And there was a good twist, you know, towards the end. It had me guessing. I was fooled about the serial killer. And the only con that I have about this book is I thought the conclusion of the book was a bit unnecessary. Yeah, just, she should have left that part out. It wasn't necessary in my opinion. But again, overall, I dig this book, and I would recommend this book to you guys. So, but that's all I got. Hope you enjoyed this little bookish vlog, and see you next time. Peace.